Well, Xavier DeRusso, a former activist with BLM, slams the San Francisco reparations plan that includes a $5 million lump sum payout for each black person, along with any number of other racial grievance giveaways. Mr. DeRusso, now a conservative activist, said the reparations plan was nonsense.
By the way, you know, that also includes $98,000 a year salary. You don't have to earn it. You just have to live.
Lump sum, right?
Yeah, and qualify. And they would give you that for not 5 years, not 10 years, not 100 years, for 250 years. I know, you're thinking I made it up, but let's bring in host News Radio 600 WMT Simon Conway and political activist Whitley Yates. Whitley, I don't know what these meetings are like or what refreshments are being served, but how do we arrive at this?
You know, I have no idea. The things that are happening on the left coast never cease to amaze me, because the truth is San Francisco, the city, faces a deficit already. And so when you're already facing a deficit with your budget to take care of the necessities, why would they be giving these cash payments or promising these cash payments to citizens without having any way to pay for it? And so I think it's performative politics at its best.
Yes,
it's the left is doing virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Simon, an estimate shows that simply funding one of these reparations, the $5 million lump sum payment, would cost $600,000 per household. But once again, there's nobody in the room that we are aware of who's saying, who's going to pay this? How do we determine who gets it? All of these things. It just seems, again, like a groupthink situation where they talk themselves further into a spiral.
Well, there are 111 recommendations apparently, and there was one individual who said, "I want to vote for all 111. We should do them all," which is outstanding. And I'm trying to figure out how you qualify. Is there like what proof do you have to have? What does eligible actually mean? Does it mean you had ancestors who were in San Francisco in the 1800s when there was some slavery? Does it mean that you have Hispanic ancestors who were the people who enslaved the indigenous population before the United States came along? Do they get anything?
That's the slavery.
It's very complicated.
That's the slavery that actually did exist in parts of California as indigenous people. So I mean, let's move on to this, because I just keep thinking about the meeting. So I say $5 million. Everybody?
Make it
okay.
6. Yeah.
All right. And then how much should we do? $50,000 every year.
$1 for a house.
100. No, that's too much. 98,000. Yes.
Or $1 for a house? Sure.
Yeah, $1 a house. Yeah, everybody that qualifies gets a house for $1. All right. This is just insane. By the way, okay, let's move on to this. Instead of teaching children CRT or how to be transgender, here's an idea that might actually be helpful to kids, and it's happening in Chicago. This is a good thing. Daniel Jackson, a second grade public school teacher, holds a weekly tradition encouraging the boys that he teaches to present themselves as professional, something he calls Tie Tuesday. Listen to this.
Tie Tuesday is my favorite day of the week. Everyone comes to the second floor and they're like, oh, let's see what you're wearing today. Let's see what you're wearing today. And I just like that encouragement of black men complimenting each other.
When I wear my tie, I feel I am a businessman.
I'm appreciative for my grandfather teaching me how to tie a tie at the age of 7.
Tie Tuesday helped me in class by motivating me to keep my grades up.
Good for him.
That's just so cute.
Whitley, you love this. I mean, this is a message of pay attention to how you look, to what you're doing. Like the student there was talking about, keep his grades up. This is the world that I thought we built here in the United States based on meritocracy, working hard, achieving something.
Absolutely. My parents always told me, dress for where you want to be, not for where you are. And I think that teaching these young kids on the south side of Chicago is exactly what we should be doing. We should be telling them that they can be business owners, and we should be empowering them to always look their best. When we look at the Gen Z population, a lot of them roll out of bed and wear, pajama pants everywhere, don't comb their hair, and they have bonnets and Crocs on. And so to see these young men in Chicago learning how to tie ties and be young professionals is a blessing. We need more of this in schools and less of this other ideology that they're trying to indoctrinate our kids with.
Yeah, and Simon, what I really noticed there is the smiles on those kids. They just seem so proud, and they seem to stand up straight, and they really almost want to speak. The one little kid said, like a businessman. And I think there's something to that.
It's making me smile as well. You can see that. It's absolutely excellent. I'm sorry I'm not wearing my tie now. I wish I would have done. But it's truly excellent. I'm really pleased that's going on. And it is teaching very young people that, you know what, this may be part of why you can succeed in life. If you look the part, you dress the part, maybe you'll get the part.
Yeah, and not we juxtapose these, Whitley, because San Francisco, we're victims, give us something. And this young teacher is teaching these young men to pay attention to how they present themselves and what kind of job they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that, coupled with a good education, can take them far. So being able to see people that are dressed up, that care about how they look, that are interacting in society as businessmen, as leaders, is important so that they can see themselves as the future leaders of this country.
All right. Great conversation as always. Whitley Yates, Simon Conway, you're excused for the lack of tie because it is not Tuesday. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Sure.